Right now, pop superstar Katy Perry is in the middle of a major controversy. A really shocking new allegation has resurfaced, and it's bringing a whole trail of older claims with it that, frankly, paint a pretty troubling picture. Today, we're going to break down exactly what's going on.
So why is all of this happening now? What's the deal? To really understand the current firestorm, we need to take a close look at the specific claims, both the old and the new, that have put one of the world's biggest music icons under such intense scrutiny. The catalyst for this entire conversation, the thing that really kicked it all off, is a single, incredibly graphic, new allegation from a well-known actress. This is what brought everything else bubbling back to the surface.
That accuser is actress Ruby Rose. In a recent social media post, she made a very direct and very severe claim against Perry, alleging an incident took place nearly 2 decades ago.
The allegation itself is, well, it's extremely severe. Rose claims this was a non-consensual act that happened at a nightclub in Melbourne. And it's really the graphic nature of this account that has poured fuel on the fire and sparked this whole new wave of media attention.
Rose also provided a lot more context. She explained that she initially downplayed the event because she didn't really know how to process it. She then says she kept quiet after Perry allegedly helped her with her U.S. visa. But now, she says she's filed a police report and is essentially daring Perry to sue her, insisting she's telling the truth.
Now, this new allegation from Ruby Rose didn't just happen in a vacuum. It prompted the media and the public to resurface several older stories and incidents involving Perry, which some people allege form a pattern of pretty questionable behavior. Okay, so the first of these involves actress Anna Kendrick. An interview she gave more than a decade ago has been recirculated, where she describes an interaction she had with Perry at an industry event.
And this is where things get a bit complicated. See, back in 2014, Kendrick described the incident in a very lighthearted, even positive way. But in the context of today's allegations and our much broader cultural conversations about consent, a lot of people are re-examining this clip through a very different and much more critical lens.
Another major allegation comes from Josh Kloss. You'll definitely recognize him as the model who co-starred in Perry's iconic Teenage Dream music video. He came forward back in 2019 with his own story about an incident at a party. Kloss claimed that at a birthday party, Perry exposed him in front of a crowd without his consent. He said he felt pathetic and embarrassed, and that his whole reason for sharing the story was to point out that people with power, no matter their gender, can behave inappropriately. Then there's the widely shared incident involving musician Shawn Mendes. This moment was actually captured on camera at a red carpet event, and it shows a very public and physical interaction. So as Mendes was giving an interview, you can see Perry walk past and just grab his backside. The video shows his surprised reaction. He says, "Someone just touched my butt," before he sees Perry walk away. It's another one of those examples being pointed to as part of a larger pattern. And the final major example being discussed comes from Perry's time as a judge on American Idol. An interaction with a young contestant named Benjamin Glaze back in 2018 drew criticism even then.
So the context for this incident is really crucial. Glaze had just stated on camera that he'd never been kissed and wanted to save his first one for a real relationship. Perry then initiated a kiss on the lips, which Glaze later said made him uncomfortable because he hadn't consented.
Of course, it is absolutely vital to present the other side of this story. Katy Perry's team has issued a strong and direct denial in response to that most recent and most severe allegation.
Her representative released this statement, calling Ruby Rose's claims false and dangerous. They also try to discredit Rose by pointing to what they call a well-documented history of making serious public allegations against others, basically framing her as an unreliable source.
So, where does this all leave us? Beyond the specifics of who did what, this entire controversy taps into much bigger conversations that we're having as a culture. Ultimately, this situation forces us all to ask some important questions. How do we reassess past events through today's understanding of consent? What is the role of power dynamics in these interactions? And what does accountability really look like for public figures, no matter who they are? It's a complex issue for sure, with no easy answers.